Yo, you're listening to Everyday Superpower, where we talk body language, relationships, human communication as a whole, putting yourself out there in the best way and reading everybody around you. Bada bing! Two links down in the description. One of them would be a link to the catalogue of body language, which I have put up. It's a YouTube playlist of my own, and it will teach you how to read people from A to B, top to bottom. All right. Second is a link to the Patreon, which will have you join me in analyzing real life dates, videoed for the sake of us assessing their nonverbal cues, whether somebody's repulsed, attracted, seduced, so on and so forth. As I always say, you won't learn that information anywhere else. I assure and promise you that. So, let's move on. Today, I'm going to talk to you about using, and not necessarily using, but just the idea that how those around you react to you, if they do so, is a direct mirror of who you are and where you are, because we can look in the mirror and see a person nobody else sees. In our heads, we feel that we're one thing, whereas the world may perceive us as another. Women around you might look at you like you are disgusting, whereas you think you're the man. So you need to understand, and you need to understand who you are through how the people around you treat you. Okay? How the people around you feed back your communication and give you communication. All right? Make sense? So I can get a shave, I can get a wash, I can put my best shirt on, I can look in the mirror, and I can feel amazing, right? But then when I go out in public, no one gives me attention, even though I think I'm the best I've ever been. Why is this? I need to observe this. This is in direct correlation to who I am and how I stand out and whether I am the person I believe I am, and quite clearly it's not the case. So when you go into public areas, when you exist in a space for a long time out in the public, over days, over weeks, over months, you'll start to learn and assess and identify how you create positive reception, whether you are attractive, whether people are attracted to you through one way or another. It don't have to be sexual attraction, whether people are repulsed by you, and onwards and onwards. Okay, so we've spoke on momentum in prior videos. This is a big element of this style of approach to your communications and your awareness and your insightfulness and your observations, because if you start perceiving the reality, if you start to submerge within real life and identify the fact that you aren't attractive because people aren't giving you time, attention, people aren't giving you any form of indication of interest, right? Then you can start to spiral downwards. And as you spiral downwards, you start to become more repulsive because you may start to become a little desperate in your behavior and characteristics and your mannerisms and so on and so forth. And people will pick up on that subconsciously through their own inbuilt human calculator that has assessed a life worth of pattern recognition in order to survive. It's a survival mechanism. So if you start to feel like you need to overcompensate or start to get worried that people find you repulsive, it will be a self-fulfilling prophecy. Now, the good news is, if it goes the other way, if the pendulum swings towards you garnering positive attention and women finding you attractive and so forth, you start to develop momentum and accumulate speed in building numbers and building greater value in that realm. Don't get me wrong, it can always come to a halt though, so you need to be consistent, yeah? When I go out in public and I wear sweatpants and I wear comfortable exercise clothing, I receive less response than when I'm out in public wearing smart casual clothing because people perceive me as somebody higher than the person who has gone out in gym gear. And this is quite funny, really, because I'm in great shape. I'm in great shape. I love my training. I'm very, very into my health and fitness. So you would consider that this is going to be a little bit of a tangent, but I say this because we're in the realms of human dynamics and socializing, right? And values and so forth. I can go out there with a t-shirt with strong arms, strong chest, broad back, V-taper, all this and that. Tuck my shirt into my jogging bottoms to accentuate my skinny waist in relation to my quadriceps, my glutes, my shoulder ratio, and so on and so forth, right? I feel like the man, okay? But the world doesn't look at me like it looks at me when I'm actually concealing these, physical traits below a business suit, a button up smart shirt, a pair of work pants, a pair of bold black, well looked after boots. Because the conditioning of the people as a whole is to perceive somebody who wears or dresses up, acts in a manner in this clothing as of a higher status of somebody who might be in amazing shape and, you know, sexualized physically. The status of the man who wears the business attire comes above and beyond somebody who is in physical great shape. And then that might get into dispute in regards to the alpha versus the beta, the alpha being good genes, which is the fitness fanatic, the person who looks after themselves and can create healthy offspring, versus the fatherly man, the beta, the provider, who has got a strong head on his shoulders, who can create and provide. And that's the business suit. Okay? I've done a video in regards to passport bros and I've called them beta males. That was just a shocking title. There's nothing wrong with being beta. People put a lot of negativity into the world when it comes to speaking on beta males, but to me, there's two types of man. Two types of man who are attractive to women. That being the genetically superior man, the handsome man, the tall man, the slender man, the man with great bone structure, the man with great hair genetics and follicles and broad shoulders and so on and so forth. Right? A deep voice. That's the alpha, whereas the beta is the man who can provide, the man who is successful, the man who is fatherly, okay? One gives great genes to the children and health to the child, whereas the other one, well, health is debatable. In a fitness sense, as I was speaking earlier, health, yes, because it's a good motive. Now, the beta is the fatherly character who can be there, who can provide, who can accommodate and create a great lifestyle and an abundance in the financial sense and so forth in the world of not only the woman but the child, given that her womb longs for the man. Okay? So look at the world as a mirror of who you are. When you speak to a person, look at how they react to you. I used to dress a lot smarter. Like, I like business casual right now, smart casual. But years back, I used to really go out. I'd look like a pimp. I'd look like an Americanized pimp. I'd go out there with the vibrant suit, crisp, sharp, pocket tissue, tie. I'd go out there flamboyant and I'd feel good about it. And people would call me sir. People would treat me like I was royalty, even though I didn't own a vehicle. I was getting the bus to locations. I was on public transport, but I was dressed like $1 million, £1 million. All right? People looked at me different. People communicated with me different. That was a mirror I was looking into and seeing my reflection. This is how I look. This is how I'm perceived. So that is people's perception of you. The people give you attention. If they don't give you attention, they are denying you of their time and space. Whereas if they allow you to see them giving you attention, they want to be involved with what you have. Well, I'm on a downward spiral. I'm in a negative tangent. I'm feeling bad because no one gives me attention. Or if people do, people cringe at me and this and that. That's no problem. Change something now. Change something now. Go get a haircut. Have a fresh shave. Have you got stains on your trousers? It's about time you change them. It's going to be uncomfortable because people don't like change. But just switch it out and then go back out into the public tomorrow, ASAP, if not now. And reassess how people look at you, treat with you, communicate with you, find reasons and excuses to go and engage with the people around you. You can do that if you go outside into the open world. Go and do that right now. Don't do it online. Don't text people. Go out there and learn. I've got the catalogue of body language. The link is in the description of this video. You will be able to read how people perceive you by looking at them, you know? And this falls within communication as well. So, not necessarily your aesthetic as a man, but how you speak to people and communicate with others, it will be mirrored. If you do a good job engaging with people, you will feel the feedback loop. You will be able to identify that the person before you who you are talking to is involved in your space, willingly so, because you are an engaging person, a great communicator. These people are your mirror. You can go into the bathroom and look at yourself, and I would recommend you do so within reason. If you need to freshen up a little bit, and if you go out of the house and you're putting something on, just make sure that you're not got your shoulders crunkled in your t-shirt and so on and so forth. Go and observe quickly, but don't spend your time looking at the mirror, because yes, your perception, and your perception isn't the person who stands before you. That's your real mirror. Your real mirror is the world around you, the people around you. That's your real mirror. Look at how they look at you. Look at how they engage with you. If they are looking at you as a seductive, sexy person, then you know that's the truth. Whereas if they look at you as a repulsive individual, that's the truth. It's nothing to do with what you look at when you look in the mirror by yourself. That's a biased view. You are going to be completely tainted by so much nonsense and variable factors. Just look at other people and how they deal with you. I'm signing out. Peace.